Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Say go so, the remix.
DMB, Tuck Spice, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes, I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us in your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. He was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so tough. I felt this sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes are killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger, we look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty. I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. What beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look.
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace up with presents and gifts. Call me Santa. Claus, I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me Aston Kutcher, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing time.
been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. How a day? How's everybody doing? All right, we're doing Prestige After Hours now because I have a lot of stuff going on. I'm still trying to figure it out, but we'll figure it out. But we had to keep the show going. The show must go on. So we're here at 10 p.m. If you want to watch it, replay later. I want to watch it with me live, interaction, but 1 hour. We're just going to come here, late hours, 1 hour, drop some gems. We're going to keep it going. After all, Shoki, Lobelge. But welcome back. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. What we do here is we talk about life and relationship lessons. We extract life and relationship lessons from trendy topics. We attack things from a self-power, social, seduction, attraction, emotional intelligence standpoint. If you haven't downloaded the books yet, yes, we have 5 books. Okay, you can download all of them for free at manofprestige.com. All right. So we do have a show. We have a big show as always. If you have any questions, you want coaching, personal coaching, something like that, relationship, life, business, just send an email to ask@manofprestige.com. And if you want to join the backstage, just go to whatsapp.manofprestige.com. All right. And shout out to my sponsors. Shout out to Mo Fresh, Richie, Life with Natu, Adesua, Film Girl, Tima, Show Mama, Grace Corner, D Love, Yes TV. Shout out to you all. You can sponsor any of these shows for as low as 99 cents. And highly appreciated. Please drop your likes as you're coming in. Who is here? Who is hanging out? Natu is here. Natu say what now? Bagavad, hello, how are you doing? She said, I catch you in our live today. Yeah, I think you always catch us whenever we do late, right? Shout out to you. D-Love, what's going on? Miss you. I hope you're doing well. She says, stopping by to say hi. We'll rewatch tomorrow. I will try stay up okay, but heavy eyes. I see, late night. Anyway, let's do the work. We have some stories to cover today. So I think we should just get to it, don't you think? Yeah. I'll be back in 20 seconds, okay?
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. Do you guys know who Devon Franklin is? Devon Franklin? I want to show something for you guys. How's that? You guys know who Devon Franklin is, right? No, you don't? Anybody know who Devon Franklin is? Anybody remember Megan Good? The new girlfriend of, what's his name? I forgot the name now. The guy who just got sued all over again by the ex-girlfriend. He just got sued all over again, by the way. Anybody know what that is? Yep. Let me see here. Devon Franklin and Nick Cannon, they were talking. They were having a conversation. I thought, another angle. Right? But there's a report here on, the Jasmine brand. I'm just going to play it and then we'll talk about it. How's that? Let me share my screen really quickly. Let's just catch a little cruise before going to bed, right? Shall we? Let's see. All right, here we go.
Two brothers that have had high-profile relationships,
Right.
that ended in divorce. I am now someone who is part of an unsuccessful marriage, and I still have to keep it pushing, man.
Sure,
How did you deal with that?
I wouldn't say it was unsuccessful, because maybe it did exactly what it was.
Chie, thank you so much for the $5 for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, you know, I have to stop for that. Yep. Thank you. We're doing it. Let's keep going.
Designed to do. So that also was a perspective that I had to kind of learn.
Let's go back real quickly.
You know, we both can relate. Two brothers that have...
He said we both can relate. Two brothers that what?
Had high-profile relationships.
Right.
That ended in divorce. I am now someone who is part of an unsuccessful marriage, and I still have to keep it pushing, man.
Sure,
How did you deal with that?
I wouldn't say it was unsuccessful, because maybe it did exactly what it was designed to do. So that also was a perspective that I had to kind of learn as I went through my healing. I felt vulnerable, right? I felt like my belief system had been shaken. We did 4 months of pre-engagement counseling. Then months of...
All right, 4 months of pre-engagement counseling. Then how many? Let's go.
Premarital counseling. And then counseling throughout.
And then
premarital counseling, then counseling throughout. Don't forget that, was she a virgin or born again virgin? Well, they were waiting. They wrote a book called The Wait, something like that. Let's keep going.
wrote a book about
wrote a book, you know. For me, when you look at heartbreak, it's really hope break.
Wait, what? Heartbreak is hope break? He's going to explain himself. Let's keep going.
And what I mean by that is that in our heart, we hold hopes of what we want to see happen or what we believe will happen.
Yeah.
When it comes to marriage, our heart hopes that this is going to last.
Yeah, but how does that negate heartbreak? I mean, if you want to add context to it, I guess you could say hope break. You had hope it was going to last, so he broke. I have a better term. How about break fast? How about you don't chop, break fast, right? Let's keep going.
The way that we intended when we said I do. When that doesn't work, the thing that suffers the most is our hope.
You know, we both can relate. Two brothers that have had high-profile relationships.
Okay.
Right.
That ended in divorce. I am now someone who is part of an unsuccessful marriage, and I still have to keep it pushing, man.
Sure,
How did you deal with that?
I wouldn't say it was unsuccessful, because maybe it did exactly what it was designed to do.
He said, I wouldn't say it was unsuccessful. Maybe he did exactly. I'm seeing a pattern here. What's going on with Devon Franklin? What's going on, right? What's going on? Now, I think Nick kind of trying to compare himself to Devon Franklin is kind of cap. I don't see the similarity outside of they are both divorced. Do you see the similarity? Is it me? I don't see it. But let's leave that aside. So he wouldn't see it as...
So that also was a perspective that I...
This is reminding me of the graduation from the 14-year marriage situation all over again. You know, with Tia Mowry, right? He wouldn't see it as a divorce. Let's keep going.
I had to kind of learn as I went through my healing. I felt vulnerable, right? I felt like my belief system had been shaken. We did 4 months of pre-engagement counseling. Then months of premarital counseling, and then counseling throughout.
And then wrote a book about
wrote a book, you know. For me, when you look at heartbreak, it's really hope break.
Stop the cap. Hope break. Yeah.
Stop the cap.
All right, I get it. Now, from a mindset standpoint, okay, hit the like button, please. From a mindset standpoint, I do think that you need to come up, you know, I do say you attach meanings to the events of life, but mindset wise, okay, if you have a need to say it out all loud, maybe that's where all your energy is going. It needs to be something that's happening inside, you know. It needs to be something that's happening inside. Absolutely. If you go through any kind of traumatic events, you do want to make sure that you're attaching meanings to those events that will help you move forward even better, because the human mind is a very tricky thing. Emotions are not your mate, you know, but just make sure that it's inside. Mindset emotionally, that part is balanced. Because if all you're doing is just talking and you're using different words to make it sound like what it is not, it's a backfire. It's a backfire. So first is what hope break. Now it did what it was supposed to do. No, that's fine, right? But can we admit that divorce is a failed marriage? Why is it that we have a hard time saying that, right? We didn't say it's a failed person, a failed marriage, right? Is it possible that if you're not able to admit that, you're also not willing to learn anything from that situation? Because there's certain lessons that you will learn when you just admit that, hey, that marriage failed. Now let's assess why. But if you don't even admit first that it's failed, you might never get to the why it failed. I don't know. Let's just be careful. I get it from the mindset standpoint. I get it that you want to say things that will encourage you so you can move forward in the best possible manner. Somebody was saying they filed a lawsuit. Yes, this young lady, Jonathan Major, he got sued all over again by his ex, Grace Jabari, for defamation, assault, battery. This was posted 5 hours ago. Yep. So just in case you're wondering, yes, it happened again. But let me know your thoughts. I just think we have to be careful with some of the words we use to sugarcoat the situation. Our political correctness, we have to be careful with them at this point because some people don't know when to stop. They just don't know. Chiye said that would be a reach. I think I see what he's saying. Yeah, I think I see it too, but about the hope break situation, I get it. I get his explanation, but I don't know. I'm wondering, like, is this a way to just be in denial? We shall see. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are when you do come back and you watch this later on in the chat. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you align what I'm saying? Do you get it? But do you understand what I'm saying? That when we're not able to see things as what they are, people tell me to like call a spade a spade. Ola, stop straddling the fence. People say that to me, and there's appropriate time and stuff for that, for all of that, right? But this one, I'm just hearing too much of it. We have failed marriages, but we also know that the second and third marriages tend to be the worst. Well, we don't know, but higher divorce rate, right? Could this be one of the reasons? Because people never even admit in the first place that, hey, that failed. There's something I need to learn, right? I'm just she said maybe a way to nurse the pain of the heartbreak. Yeah, if that's what you want to do, that should be done more silently than it's just about talking. I just have fear for them, for people that move this way. Yeah, I graduated, it was like, okay, what did you learn from that situation? The divorce itself, the failed marriage. Did you learn anything? Let's make sure we assess that before we go on to change the meanings of the words. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I'm just asking. Let's hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications, and I will be back in 20 seconds.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Do you guys know who Jerry Eze is? NSPPD? Or is it NSDP? Which one? NSPPD. The viral prayer sessions all over the internet. You guys know who Jerry Eze is? Put a one in the chat if you know who Jerry Eze is. If you've been following Jerry Eze and his prayer sessions on the internet in Houston, about 20,000 or what, 60,000 people in Houston, in Ghana people hating on him. Like, why is it gathering that much people in Ghana? You guys know what this is? Chia say yes. Yeah. So the first person that I actually stumbled upon some few years back was Eno Jerry Eze, the wife, okay, because she was on a platform called First 5 Years in Marriage or something like some video like that. And that was the first person I stumbled upon. My mom and sister went to the Eastern event. Oh, they did. Yeah, it's huge. It's like I don't want to compare the two, but it's like the TB Joshua of this generation, of Gen Z generation. But anyway, I'm only interested in the topic if she's talking about marriage. So let's play this video and then we'll talk about it. Let's see.
Angry person. I could get angry for almost anything easily. Hot-tempered. That's even the word.
Yeah.
Hot-tempered. So I was hot-tempered, and probably because I watched my parents, I didn't really regard people. I didn't know how to give respect to people. So these were things, and I was stubborn. I was very stubborn.
Wow.
I was stubborn and highly opinionated.
Wow.
That's the combinations.
That's serious.
Yeah,
That's
serious.
explosive.
I'm telling you, highly opinionated. So, and I loved to argue.
Whoa.
I could argue. Oh, you can't win me in an argument.
Jesus.
Oh, and I used to argue off point. I don't know if you know what off point means.
Yeah.
Argue
It's not
without
making
facts.
sense,
It's not
but
making-
you stand
but
there.
because I am opinionated, so I will stand my ground on whatever I'm saying. And no matter what you're saying, I can't understand you. I don't even want to understand you, except you understand me.
Wow.
And these were things I grew up with. And because I grew up like that, I didn't even know it was a problem. I was a very angry person. I could
Okay.
get angry.
She
for-
didn't even know it was a problem. Now, there's been a common theme among my clients in the past few days. Communication. Also, if you get out in this internet streets, when you ask a person to advise on marriage, one of the first things they talk about is communication, right? Communication, everybody knows that communication is key, but yet a lot of people are struggling with it. Why? Well, if it was just one person involved in communication, I guess it'll be easy. All you have to do is talk, right? Talk, make sure you talk. When you're done, you're done. But when there's another human being involved, right, it becomes another thing entirely, right? When you had another human being who you are romantically involved with, it becomes another thing entirely. What about when you are opinionated? When you have opinions, a smart, intelligent young lady. Look at how eloquent she sounds, right? You're opinionated, right? But also, you can tell that she's been coming a long way. Right? So I just thought that was interesting that she's admitting to that. The husband has also told a story before of her leaving him in the middle of London and not knowing his way back home, right? So there's a congruency between this story and that story, right? So yeah, let me play it one more second, okay?
Almost anything easily. Hot-tempered. That's even the word.
Yeah.
Hot-tempered.
Hot-tempered.
So I was
Temperament is something that you really, really need to pay attention to, okay? You need to know what type of temperament you have. You need to know what kind of temperament your partner has so that you can manage better, okay? Sometimes you're just trying to communicate. Sometimes you just want to feel heard, okay? But then when you're in the middle of it, it's an active argument, okay? And it's toxic, literally. Let's keep on.
hot-tempered, and probably because I watched my parents, I didn't really regard people. I didn't know how to give respect.
She didn't regard people. I won't beat it out because she's smart, intelligent. What do you know that I don't already know? It's not like she's just walking around talking about I don't regard people. Of course, she probably wouldn't admit then. She can probably see better now, right?
It's to people. So these were things, and I was stubborn. I was very stubborn.
Wow.
What do we call that here? Coconut head. Stubborn and smart, intelligent. Oh yeah, they go hand in hand a lot. You didn't know? Oh, another word, assertive. Oh, they tend to go hand in hand. None of this, you don't have bad intentions. You don't have bad intentions. Let's keep going.
Stubborn and highly opinionated.
I can't give my own opinion. So what is the solution in all of this? Let's go on.
That's the combinations.
That's serious.
Yeah,
That's
serious.
explosive.
I'm telling you, highly opinionated.
He said that's explosive. Say that's explosive, man.
So, and I loved to argue.
Whoa.
I could argue.
She loved to argue. I've seen people tell me like, hey, it's just an argument. What's the big deal? And the other person's already bottling resentment for longer than they thought. Chinye said, my daughter and I'm on her neck about the being argumentative. I told her once I explained something to her that is clear and he has her point, it's fine. However, if she continues to argue, that is prideful and disrespectful, and from now on there will be a consequence because I don't want her to become an adult who is very difficult to work with, not have respect for authority, or be a difficult person. Jesus, Chinye, that's a lot. How old is your daughter? I'm guessing she's a teenager, right? That's a lot. But yeah, it starts very early. You can detect it very early, and you can find ways to mitigate. Yeah, because no matter how good your intentions are, good intentions end up in butter all the time.
Argue? Oh, you can't win me in an argument.
Saying you can't win.
To argue off points. I don't know if you know what off points means.
Yeah,
off points.
Not making sense,
but because I am opinionated, so I will stand my ground on whatever I'm saying. And no matter what you're saying, I can't understand you. I don't even want to understand.
She doesn't want to understand
You, except you understand.
Let's keep going. Let's go.
Parents won't have pointed it out as a problem because I got it from them, so we are all alike. So it was when I now.
So the parents, she got it from the parents. The children are learning more from your actions more than your words. Keep that at the back of your mind always, right? Keep that at the back of your mind always. That means lots of patience. That means sometimes you can't see that way. Sometimes you have to observe yourself and observe what they're previewed or what they're exposed to, rather, right? So they're learning it from that. So while words are also very useful, verbal communication, you need to understand that majority of our communication is non-verbal. And if you miss that, obviously you miss a whole chunk of that.
Left and got into the university. I think where I even found out that I actually had the problem when I met my husband, because I didn't know I had a problem. I actually thought I was good, and I love to smile, so I was a smiley kind of person. So it's only when you get to me that you now you see anger, but if you meet me you will never know. So it was just beautiful, so I didn't
until you start having sex together, and then you'll be on the receiving end. No, not necessarily. Some people are just like that always, regardless.
See it as a problem until I met my husband. And in our relationship, we went out for 5 years. Went out for 5 years before we got married. So it was in that, in our going out, then he starts to point out things. And I'm like, what is the problem? As in, I don't see it as a problem. When I was arguing, people used to tell me, people used to hail me for my arguing skills, And
what do they normally tell us when we argue? When we are a very good argumentative person, when we're children, what is it that they normally tell us? If you're a Nigerian, you know what I'm talking about. They tell you you're going to become what is it? Chinye, what is it that they tell you you're going to become? If you're very argumentative and you don't let go, of... what is it that they tell us? They tell us you're going to become a something. I'm talking about? I'm waiting. They tell us you're going to become... I'll wait for it. Exactly. UPC lawyer. They tell us we're going to be a lawyer. Yep. They encourage it, Not directly, but, it just means you're going to be a good lawyer. And it's not necessarily true. Lawyers better be a good listener for you to be a good lawyer. Let's keep going.
And they'll be telling me how I have had 2 people want to sponsor me to read law. Parents won't have...
See, law! It's like I was reading a mind.
Tell it out as a problem because I could argue. So it was a strength.
So argument and argument in law are 2 different things. Argument, just toxic argument, no direction, is different from argument in front of a judge. If you go and argue like that in front of a judge, you will lose cases all the time because you're not even able to calm down and listen to what is going on or do assessment of the witnesses you have, the evidences you have, or the body language, or to do a little bit more research. You're not that patient. You see how our parents missed it sometimes. Is it their fault? No. They didn't know what they didn't know, right? It's your responsibility. Forget whose fault is it. It is your responsibility to now learn that argument, that's both, it's not the same thing as argument in front of a judge.
Yes. That was what I thought. It was a strength. So how do I now meet a man and he's telling me that this is not a strength?
Yeah.
This is terrible. You can't continue that way. So it was a lot to battle with. And not knowing, by the time we got married, this thing started to put a strain in our relationship. And it became so bad because the man I married,
she probably will never back down. It's not like she's not right, but sometimes you need to back down to calm down so that the other person can actually see your point of view. And vice versa. right? But she's not able to do that because she knows that 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 she's right. She knows.
Oh, you're right.
Married was such an amazing man. He came from a background that was very peaceful. He's a very peaceful person. Till date, he is very peaceful. He doesn't like problems, trouble, nothing. But me, I came from a home that did not know what peace looked like. So peace for us was you shout, and that's peace. Yeah. When it's not peace is when you start boxing, when you start fighting. So if I'm talking, we're like, why are you raising your voice? Why? I'm like, me. I said, there's no problem. Nothing is happening here.
There's no problem, okay?
You know, because I could act. So my husband couldn't just understand where I was coming from. And I think another problem I had was that I didn't really have an understanding of what God had put in his life and who he was and who he was to people, and because everything I did was affecting him.
Of course.
To ministry.
Of course.
You know, you have a ministration you're going to go for. You don't want to have an argument before.
That's why they say your first ministry as a man of God is your family. Once you start feeling in that arena, honestly, it will affect everything.
Administration. But I didn't even understand all these things at that time. So I can make him so upset before he goes for administration. I think it just took God to help my husband during that period.
Make him so upset before he goes for administration. Imagine.
Because you have to show up to the people and you have to give to them, you know. And it's now that I'm doing ministries, now that God has, that I now understand the place I put him in, you know, those years. Because you need a mind that is, you know, at peace, and you need a free spirit even to receive from God. You don't need offense.
To receive from God, be calming down.
So my husband couldn't just understand where I was coming from. Can't receive from the Holy Spirit with offense. So you imagine what I was doing. I think the devil was just using me, you know, at that point.
You think?
Point. And these things were things that caused a lot of strain, to the extent that at some point my husband even, you know, stopped talking much to me. He would just be quiet.
He shut down. And when people shut down, you think they back down or you think you won. Actually, you lost. They lost too. But that relationship is going down the drain.
Yet I can say everything I want to say. He'll just be nodding his head, and you're expecting that he shouldn't just nod, but he was just nodding because
some people have said that's all you need to do, or happy wife, happy life. If you do that every time, no, it's not that simple either. That needs to be fixed. That needs to be fixed because there's only so much you can go with that. Eventually, he will get frustrated if he keeps going that way and she doesn't change.
Because, you know, I don't know the next thing I'll say, and you flip, you know, you go off.
So it was walking on eggshells.
I don't know how to control you. So, and just to go back to what you said, sir, about, you know, him saying I left him. Do you know, the truth is that angry people, most times, when they do the things they do, they don't even know what they are doing. They don't remember.
Wow.
They don't remember what they do because they do it in anger, in the heat of the moment. It's an emotion that it's uncontrolled. And because you react, you know, based on that emotion, by the time you come back to your senses, by the time you calm down, you forget, can't receive from the Holy Spirit too many.
So you forget, once you get angry, which some people call it temporary insanity, anytime you're operating from a place of emotions, by the time you calm down, you get back, you actually forget. You forget, that's what it is. You're not able to connect the two. So let's say you can get to a place where you're now calm and you can correct it. Well, you forgot, so there's nothing to correct. It's a vicious cycle, you know.
Things you did in the heat of that outburst. Wow. So it's the people that you have offended or hurt that are
they're on the receiving end of it.
Remember what you did.
Yeah.
My husband has also reminded me, one of the times he spoke, he said he can remember the times I threw plates out of anger. Do you know I can't remember it? And I'll tell him, are you sure?
Violence, throwing plates.
It's me. I said, it can't be me. No, I couldn't have done that. Me now. No, it's not me. But you see, but these are things you do, and it keeps, you know, it keeps, you know, there was something I said in my book, and I said that, I said something, I'm sure you must have read it, when I said that, you know, today marriages, what is breaking homes is not even, it's not as much as, you know, those days where you say maybe it's infidelity. The things that
it's
are
not
breaking homes today are these little
yes
things. They look little, but
have you noticed a theme? The little things, this cumulative effect of little things that are breaking homes. The small resentments over time.
You see anger, you see whether it's being highly opinionated, too many things you.
Yeah, so somebody is asking here, how did she change? Can we know what she did to stop those behavior? How can I watch the full video? All right, so I actually haven't seen the full video. I would love to see the full video myself. But how did she change? Well, first of all, let's acknowledge that she changed. So for those of you that run around the internet and say, once something, you always have something, that's a lie. I keep telling you, people can change. Okay, you can change. We just have to start respecting relationships, start respecting personal development as a thing. All right, as a thing at a personal level. Once you start acknowledging that that is a thing, improving your personal life, your personal skills, your soft skills, once you acknowledge that, then you're obviously, it's easier for you to receive. To receive new knowledge, new wisdom, right? That's the first step. So the fact that this person, Omoteniola, is asking this question is great. How did she change, right? Just being open to changing, that's really all it takes sometimes. Then, of course, you have to plug yourself in on a support system, because habits are very hard to change. Bad habits are very hard to change. It's not, you can't flip a switch and it just change. There might be a couple of back and forth before you actually permanently change. So you need to be in a controlled environment where you can actually have structured instructions, structured practicing points where you can actually follow a lane towards changing. But that needs to be backed by purpose. Okay, you need to see it all the way. You need to have the foresight. You need a system that has the foresight towards the end, that can also communicate that with you in a way that you can see it and you can point out and say, that's where I'm going, right? If you do that, then you can change. Part of the support system is also a supporting husband. So even though I said earlier that if he's just backing down and all he's doing is just backing down, just nodding, that's not sustainable over time, it can help. It can help get that person to a place where they can, like, let me show you something. This is what's going on. And then obviously, if that person does not change, you can't keep incentivizing bad behavior. You're going to have to just back off for a second and let them see that you will not continue to tolerate or accept anything less than great. Good is not enough. Just okay is not enough. Everybody fights is not enough. That's terrible. Okay, you can absolutely have an awesome relationship, which is the key to having a good marriage. If you don't have a good relationship, forget that marriage is in a poto. Very simply, right? So, and of course, part of that is communication. Your responsibility when it comes to communication is yours. Your responsibility is yours. I know it sounds like, yeah, like that's the same thing. Yeah, exactly. It's your responsibility to learn how to communicate. Okay, so if your message is not landing, if the way you're communicating is not landing on the other end, then you need to slow down and figure out what's going on. Maybe just the slowing down is all you need to do to really be able to, the cloud will clear up a little bit, right? So you can see what's going on. But yeah, desire, it starts with desire. You want to change, right? In order for you to want to change, it has to be backed by purpose. You need to have you have to hit rock bottom sometimes. It doesn't have to be bad, but you just see that, hey, what you've been doing is not working, then it's time to change that. I just wanted to put that in there really quickly. So the major reason why I wanted to highlight this today is because I want you to understand that people can change. People can absolutely change. I'll be back in 20 seconds.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One loving up, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. So we have this after JAPA, my marriage ended. Sex ended. Some Sade Ladipo was on Daddy Free's show. And she had a lot to say. She moved to the Yak. I didn't know who she was before. I don't know. She kind of looked familiar. But this young lady right here. But let me play the video. And then we can talk about it.
Daddy Freezer. I entered as a married woman. Single as a Pringle right now. Single as a Pringle.
So you got to Canada as a married woman. Were you married
Nigeria. I went, oh yeah, you were. You invited me to your wedding. Hey, what happened?
Life. COVID, life.
Life and COVID happened.
Let me make it easy. But that's not why this 33 is there. This is not why you COVID.
In the world, don't be angry.
The people in my life know I've been officially divorced since 2020.
How do you get officially divorced in 6 months? Okay, no.
Canada. If you file and once you can show you've been separated for a year, you file. That's it. Especially when you don't have kids and nobody wants to contest or fight. It's done in 6 months.
Okay, where is he?
Daddy Freezer. I entered as a married woman, single as a Pringle right now. Single as a Pringle.
So you got to...
No idea. Somewhere in Canada too.
No. But you guys were cool when you were in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So what now happened? You see, when I tell you that this Canada is overrated.
It's not.
Yes, you left
Canada, Joe.
Canada is overrated.
It's not Canada.
It's
not Canada, no. It's life. Life happens now. Great guy. It's a great girl now. It's life.
But what really happened? Okay, tell us, when did you not start seeing the strain in your marriage?
I would just say COVID was a tough period for a lot of relationships.
All of us.
Yes. And so it either it would make you or it would break you. So it broke us. That's all it was. COVID was a tough time for people went through things in COVID.
My own.
No idea. Somewhere in Canada.
All right. So she said COVID broke them, but she also talked about in the full video. You can go and watch it with that freeze. In the full video, she also talked about how they were living with a person for 6 months. Another family. They were living with another family, and they did not have sex in that 6 months, and they were married. I think they got married in Nigeria or something. I'm not sure, but I don't know. When she was talking, I just heard a lot of cap. But more interestingly, I just saw some of the comments, and I wanted to get through some of this comment to extract some lessons. You can see her post here say honeymoon 1 year later, busy and working on both ends. Okay, this was 1 year after their wedding. They did 1 year later. I guess they got married during COVID. Now, COVID did put a lot of stress on people. I can't front on a lot of relationships, right? And COVID actually made some people get closer. Okay, for me, I can't front. It made me and my wife actually much more closer. Okay, but so the effect it had on many other people are different, right? It varies, But I have to put COVID in the same category as Canada in this respect, in this context. I have to put it in the same category as JAPA. I have to put it in the same category as rain, sunshine, weather, right? Environmental factor, things that are just happening in life. I have to put it in that same category. Like life events that will happen around you, in-laws, the devil, right? Those things are not able to break your marriage if your marriage is strong enough. Well, let me say it like this. What does that mean? That's too vague. If there's a crack in your marriage, those things will break your marriage. If there's a crack, a pre-existing condition in your marriage, if you JAPA, yes, potentially that will break your marriage. If you change environment, potentially that will break your marriage. Okay? If one chick is on the side, you do like this, and this, of course, that can break your marriage. Like the smallest things around you can break your marriage if there's a crack in the walls of your marriage already. Okay? That is the lesson here. So that when you do encounter life and life presents itself, it's a very dangerous world. There are things happening all the time. People are getting hurt. Some people are celebrating at the same time. Some people are smiling and they are suffering at the same time. This is just the real world, right? When you start to see life happen, you just say, well, that's life. Let me protect what I got. You see, that attitude will change. As opposed to blaming that thing or just looking for things or external factors or external beings or people or in-laws to blame from your marriage. Is it possible these people can influence you? Yes, exactly. Influence. They don't decide what you decide to do. They don't decide what your partner decides to do ultimately. You and your partner decides that. And for as long as you continue to point fingers at everything but self, you will continue to struggle with relationships, because it's like you're expecting fate to just build a relationship for you. That's not how it works. Okay. This person said Canada or UK or USA are not overrated, Daddy Freeze. Western countries exposes fake marriages. That's it. Know this and know peace. I agree with that person. I wonder what kind of reply they got. Never underestimate a society that doesn't want you to be married. So everything this person just said just went through the pot essentially. First, when they come, they want to start running you like they did in Nigeria, but forgetting that there's a lot of stressors in foreign countries, and the last thing you need is a man or woman stress. Maybe not. Bottom line is that if your marriage doesn't stand on some strong grounds, it will, any little thing happening, influence around will break it, Trust me when I say Daddy Freeze doesn't care about your life problems. He just wants to. Okay, that's out of the topic. Somebody say marriage is not a scam. You will get married and you will enjoy your marriage and it will last in Jesus' name. That prayer will not work if you don't work. Somebody said great guy, me too, good girl. Yes, it is possible for two good people to have a failed marriage. That's precisely what happens most of the time. Good people ended up in divorce. This is why I keep telling you, it's a matter of skills. It's not a matter of being a good guy or good girl. Divorce doesn't mean one person is bad. I wish both of them well. Okay, nice one. But you are in everyone's business like your life is perfect. Well, if she's a personality, somebody is going to take an offense to what she has to say. That's just how it works. Okay, if she's a radio personality or online personality, she's going to talk about other people's business. It is what it is. So if you can't see it that way, you're probably going to struggle in your relationship too. Yeah, I don't know, right? You connected your life. Yes. How you behave in one area of life is how you apply it to every other aspect of life. If you can't comprehend that, you will struggle in your personal life. But you're in everyone's business. Okay, we already covered that. It's not COVID, but compatibility. Let's normalize communication and friendship in relationship, because if we take communication and genuine friendship from relationship, most people will see their significant other as irritants and won't want to be in same space. I understand that. I get that. But I don't know if that's what compatibility means. If that's what compatibility means, I agree. Definitely genuine friendship, but let's just say friendship, because when you start to add qualifiers, it starts to get subjective. The very minimum you need to understand in this respect that you need to be friends, so that you can have enough grace to give each other. But anyway, what are your thoughts about this? I would like to know what your thoughts are about this. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, and turn up your notifications. I'll be back in 20 seconds.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. Israel is back in the news. Very briefly, Israel has something to say. Shall we? Let's see what Israel has to say. Israel is Davido's Aide. Still Davido's Aide, something like that. I don't know. Beauty doesn't make a good wife. Israel DMW, Davido's Aide declares. Let's see what he's talking about. So, over the past few days or so, Kizz Daniel decided to bring his girl online. His woman is the mother of his kids, I think. And then suddenly, a bunch of, seems like women started to drag her, talking about they said she's not even pretty.
Oh, beauty.
Anyway, that's not the point of this main conversation. But anyway, people were dragging her and saying she's not pretty or whatever, So you can see Israel decided to chime in. He said, Vado, beauty doesn't make a good wife at home. All you need is rest of mind. Don't give DBT, give a... I don't know what that means. Somebody's okay. So you can see some Tinuka vibe says she no even fine. Jesus. That is vicious. Then Kizz Daniel came there and replied up and said, now you come fine. With your head like the rest of our problems. Alaye Badje with the evil emoji. Then somebody said, with one particular wig, Kizz Biko do better. Wow, what's wrong with the girl? They're saying she's wearing one particular wig. What's wrong with one wig? Okay. Anyway, Kizz Daniel answered the person and said, please, we are poor. Help us buy a wig, I beg. This is the video they're talking about of Kizz Daniel and his woman. Let me make sure this is big enough for you guys to see. This is the video that they're dragging him and his woman for. I don't see what's wrong with the wig, but I'm not a wig expert, so how would I know? It doesn't matter to me, right? All right, so Kizz Daniel posted here, whoa, Mrs. Aide, is that his last name? Aide Dugbe? Mafo Ayalba, welcome to social medium. Do your thing and prosper, queen. All the best. Okay, so showcasing this girl on social media, they are dancing, they seem to be very happy, and somebody goes, she no even fine. Ha. Chai.
Bobby.
Ha.
Chai. There is God. Oh.
Anyway, I don't know how some people are able to sleep at night trolling on the internet like that. But you know, peace of mind is the greatest gift a woman can give a man. Israel DMW is now a relationship expert. Naso Juju turned marriage counselor. Juju is Israel. They call him Juju. Israel DMW. Juju will ask you, oh, Rishi. Anyway, but the Kizz wife is actually beautiful. Every lady must not be a slay queen. Jeez. All right. Somebody say you're saying she isn't fine is sick in the head. I agree with that statement. That is weird for anybody to look at another person that's been celebrated and talk about how unfine they are. That's just weird. She's a mother of 3 and just put to birth. Some of you would not be recognized after giving birth to 1. So because she didn't do BBL or facelift, she isn't fine. Come to think of it, grace is more important than beauty. Okay, so they're saying Juju has a point. Her presence in his life sure brought a lot of success to him. Some of you, your boyfriend got sacked from his dispatch job after meeting you. Instead of you to wish them well, you guys are saying rubbish. Shake my head. Anyway, Kizz Daniel could afford all the girls that some common minds consider beautiful and sophisticated, but he went for someone in whom he's well pleased with. This is a man not faced by peer pressure. Let's use same energy we used to drag bad men to applaud good men. Okay. Someone say any woman that said Kizz Daniel's wife is not fine has a jealous spirit. That girl is a black beauty for real. Okay. You people have triggered Juju. Okay, this is the point of this video. They have triggered Juju. Is it Juju or Juju? Anyway, anyone. They have triggered him. Okay. Juju is Israel DMW. He needs to just tell us the rest of the story. If he's open, we are willing to listen, because every time he tells the story, we hear another version. He needs to tell us the rest of the story. You see, man. Okay, I'm not wearing that today. I'm wearing Prestige today. You can pick up some of these at what is it? merch.manofprestige.com. But Vado wife is fine now. Juju don't get PTSD. This is post-traumatic stress disorder that's worrying Juju. Every time he sees another person's story, he will project, internalize, relate, and create his own version of the story. This Tinuka girl and chasing clout now 5 and 6 with her lashes like umbrella. What's wrong with her lashes? Jesus. This one no they use see the word wife. Okay, she's having a good time. That's one of the, if you want to have a happy home, let me leave you some of it. One tip. All you have to do is make sure your wife is having a good time. Okay, that's all you have to do. Like all your shalaye, you talk them for the side for a second. All your explanation, put them for the side for a second. Assess your wife and her experience being with you. Is she having a good time? If she's having a good time, that is a secret that you're not going to hear. You're not going to hear them from the lames. Okay, they'll be busy telling you that happy wife is not happy life. They're busy struggling with their own destiny, and you can relate. You can probably relate with that because you don't collect woto from a woman before. Instead of you to calm down and say, hey, let me create a new experience. It is your responsibility to set the tone that she will make a home out of. That is your responsibility. So this story, in fact, really has nothing to do with the beauty. I see that they're calling her, she's no fine, but who cares? Okay? She's somebody's wife. Who cares? And she's being celebrated. It looked like they're celebrating each other. Who cares if she's fine or not? So I agree with Juju on that side, but I want him to tell us the rest of his story one more time. I want to see something. I want to see something, you know. Let me see. So what is he trying to say? Y'all don't see her beautiful smile, eyes, and aura? Go and sit down. This lady is gorgeous. She doesn't have to meet your beauty standard. So that's the other side of it. Obviously, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So when you consider that beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, Juju's point will basically end up in a poto. Juju lacks emotional intelligence. He lacks social intelligence. He lacks emotional intelligence. Israel DMW lacks emotional intelligence. If you come to me, if somebody told me that my wife no fine, and then you come to me like, don't bother, it's not beauty, that means you are agreeing with them that she doesn't have beauty. Shut your mouth. Okay? But who's going to tell Juju now that he was joining them to drag his wife? Who's going to tell him? Mashio. Anyway, do me a favor. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. Okay? Let me know your thoughts when you wake up in the morning and you watch this. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. Okay? Engage, and make sure you hit the like button. Okay? I appreciate you. I'll be back in 20 seconds.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk about Lord Lamba. Finally, Lord Lamba and their leaked text message. Lord Lamba and Queen, BBN Queen from BBN, something like that. Let's talk about them for a second. Leaked text messages from BBN Queen. Let me see here if I can pull that up really quickly. And then we'll round up for tonight. Here we go. All right. So that's Lord Lamba. You got engaged a month after we had issues. That means I've been dating myself. Alleged WhatsApp conversation between Lord Lamba and what's her name again? Lord Lamba and his ex, BBN Queen, surfaces online. So let me see. I don't know if you can. Let me see. Let me make this bigger so you guys can read along with me. All right. Let's see. All right. So there's a text message, alleged text message. It says, Queen, I'm not taking this anymore. Firstly, I need to see my child this week. Let me bring you up to speed. So this young man was dating. Okay, let me show you. This young man right here was dating this young lady. Apparently, she had somebody she dated in the past. As far back as 2016, they broke up. She got with this guy, got pregnant for this guy. They had a baby, but they never really had a stable relationship. A little bit after she had a baby, they broke up, and now the ex from 2016 has proposed, and now they've gotten married in the courts, and everybody's celebrating them. But some other side are dragging her, because on the day she announced that she was engaged, this young man, for the first time ever, decided to announce to the world that he has a baby with her. that in fact her daughter, a newborn daughter, that he fathered her. So now people are kind of divided on this story. Was she at fault for moving on? Was he at fault? Is he being jealous? And that's what led to all of this. So now they're leaking alleged text messages from them, and that's why we're talking about it, right? And some of these comments, we're going to get some lessons out of it. So you can see, okay, Queen, I'm not taking this anymore. Firstly, I need to see my child this week. Come on, this is pure wickedness. You blocked me everywhere. I have always wanted to be with my daughter. Now you're giving me conditions while you have always been with another man, even when we were still dating, but you were busy monitoring me. Queen, you got engaged a month after we had issues. That means I have been dating myself all along. You were just waiting for the right time to strike. Your fiance even got a bicycle for my daughter. I asked you, you said he is your UK friend. UK friend, you have been sleeping with Queen. I need to see my daughter. Okay, so once you read this, depending on what side of your brain that works, you will basically say, no, don't do that though. Don't punish him. Allow him to see his daughter. Okay? So that's one side of it, right? And I do think that people should be able to parent to the point where they can see their children if it's a situation where they had a relationship and people have moved on peacefully. You know, if it's just that straightforward, people should be able to see their children, right? But usually there's more to the story, right? So I can't just say that just knowing one side or two sides or just three sides of the story. I know you always want the other side, thinking it's enough. No, there's more context that you usually will not know, right? But anyway, what I can tell you in this regards right now is that screenshotting text messages, if you're in that position, that's the lesson today. I know you didn't see that coming. Screenshotting text messages. If you're in a position that you have to be screenshotting text messages, is bad. Do you realize that you're not able to come to that conclusion until I point it to you? You are enjoying the misery, the funk of a terrible, terrible, terrible relationship. Right? Now, it's obvious that these ones were over, but they were screenshotting text messages. How did it get leaked? Why? Because when people take screenshot of messages, they're not taking it just to keep it inside of their phone. No, 99.999% of the time, they share it with somebody. It becomes gist for somebody. So of course, these people can leak their messages, right? Someone said, if you believe this chat is fake, kiss the like button. It doesn't matter. People are taking this kind of screenshot, and you have to be careful. The other second part of this story that I want you to pay attention to is this. Text messages are not designed for emotionally charged conversations. Practice your patience. You feel the need to say something terrible about somebody's ancestors when you are emotionally charged and you know it's a romantic relationship. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just chill. I promise you, heaven is not going to fall out of the skies. Wait until you can have a conversation face to face, okay? Or at the very minimum, get on a voice call so you can hear their emotions. Minimum. Even at that, you say, hey, I'd rather have this conversation face to face because ojulo rowa. You know, Yoruba people have been saying that forever, before there was phone. And you don't think it's applicable today? There are so many dangers to when you send text messages. You're giving the other person the permission to interpret it how they deem fit. Guess what they're going to mix into their interpretation? Their own outlook on life, the way they see life, the side of their brain that works, right? That's all they're going to see. That's not going to work well for you, okay? Because now they'll take a screenshot and they'll drag you by your balls just because you don't know. So gentlemen, you in particular need to know this. If a woman is upset with you, the last thing you ever want to do is send an epistle like this. I don't care how right you are. If you think you're right, you're right. There's no need.
You're right.
There shouldn't be a need for you to over-explain yourself until somebody starts taking screenshot and then sharing it around town. And now you can't contain the issues. It's all over the place. It's messy. People have hurt each other. Now the embarrassment is now tampering with your decision-making skills, if you had any in the first place. Because all you're not concerned about is that the embarrassment. Because how many people have seen your screenshot? You can't contain yourself anymore. So 2 things. Texting when you're emotionally charged is a bad idea. Okay, you're going to make the mistake. Granted. Once you've done that, screenshotting it and sharing it outside of controlled environment is going to hurt you even more. Okay? No, you might be the one sharing it. It's still going to hurt you. It doesn't matter if you're the receiving end or you are the sender. It's still going to hurt you because clearly this is about you and your children. Okay? So that was that right there. And then there's more, right? Who sends a child 150K a month? Okay? Okay. So I guess there's a part of the text about him sending 150,000 naira, which is about $15 per month to the child. Anyway, you can see we talked about just one side of the story. There's more to it. What did she say? Allegedly, communicate with my lawyer, thanks. And then he says, great. And then she says, the person that wrote me this, first, may everything you, Lamba, put me through while dating and having this child, may this person experience double, amen. Secondly, responding to your lies. Lamba, you are so funny. In fact, this is comedy. Let me see, 701. Okay, but the first one was, okay, so 30 minutes later, so 6:24 p.m., she sent communicate with my lawyer. Clearly, when he said great with a thumbs up, which is the best answer to give that, so you can stop yourself in the track. If you're already doing the wrong thing, like sending text message, and you remember that Allah said you stop immediately. You stop that bleeding right there immediately, right? So he said, great, thumbs up. Okay. Of course, now she's like, that's it. This is how it works, okay? That's it. That's all he's going to say. And she came back a little bit over 30 minutes later and said, start going in on him, right? Lamba, you're so funny. In fact, this is comedy with me. It's way better than all the skits you have made. Let's get something straight. So he's a skit maker. He's a comedian, right? Let's get something straight. You broke up with me July. This is Shalaye. Okay, she's talking about the timeline now. You're trying to paint me as a cheat. Boy, in your next life to come. Okay, all right. Another Shalaye. You're talking about a child saying, my daughter, my daughter. What daughter, please? When last did you see? No, okay, that would trigger a man. Okay, if that's actually his daughter. If he spent time with the daughter and he has relationship, regardless if you put him on the surface or not. Now, I did question, why would he try to make noise about the daughter he never made noise about until she was engaged? That means that something pain him. And he's now, when I saw his age, he's 28, that gave me a little grace. I said, 28 years old man. Yeah, he's still trying to figure out life. And it's even worse when he has so much more money and clout and attention. Nobody can probably tell him anything. It actually gets worse. He's not going to listen. Anyway, you decided to come to her 1-year-old birthday party. So didn't have relationship with her, according to her, right? What daughter, please? When last did you call this daughter? Even on her birthday, you couldn't at least call her and come see her to wish your daughter happy birthday. Not even a birthday gift for the daughter you claim to love. You decided to come to her 1-year-old birthday party with security with guns into the venue. You couldn't even drop your security outside. You didn't even come as a father. You acted as a guest and came with your girls and security with guns to your own daughter's party. You couldn't even think of the children. All right, so that makes, I believe her. I don't know if it's true, but I believe her. Number 5, for refusing to fulfill your promise to me to pose this child as you promised, I, Queen, had cut off from a wicked, manipulative follow like you. Okay, you can't do that if that's the father, especially if he has a relationship with her. Actually, she can. It's just wrong. But again, once you don't collect woto between each other, all bets are off. In love and war, all is fair. That's why I tell you, learn how to nurture your relationships so that you don't come here and say what is fair and what is not right. And like, well, I'll just tell you, Papa. All is fair in love and war. I will just remind you, it's written everywhere. Go and check the internet if you didn't know that before. I mean, look at this long epistle. You hide under the cover of leaving social media soon. A skit maker that makes money through skits. Okay. You said you want to see her now. It's fine. I told you I'm not available. Okay. Number 8, you're shouting you financed her blah blah. Her 1-year-old birthday party, wasn't it 1.3 million? How much is that? About $1,300. You gave me to celebrate a party, and in your words, that is all you have to spare. Okay. All right. So that's all he had to spare. Number 9, should I remind you when you went to Canada and couldn't buy anything for your daughter? Ha, voila. Number 10, anything number 10? Yeah. Women, I told you, women multiply everything you bring to them. Hey, King Bono, you know they hear. What did he say? All he said is, I want to see my child. About 3 paragraphs. She's going on multiple pages right now. You can't win at this game. That's not your leverage point. You cannot win at this game. Okay? That's in addition to the 2 main lessons. Don't text emotionally charged stuff. I don't care if you're a woman or man. Don't do text messages. It will hurt you. You will hurt yourself. Okay? Even when you're right. Yes. Yeah, let me play it. Even when you're right.
Well, you're right.
Okay, if you by mistakenly you done it already, taking screenshot and sending it to a person that is not a counselor, a coach, or that is outside of a controlled environment, you're going to hurt yourself even more so. Okay, the detail inside of the text doesn't matter as much as what I just told you. Okay, that's why you see me skimming through it. It's just basically shalaying to herself, which means she's confused. Typing this long means she's just as confused as him. Okay, and she's supposed to be engaged. That man that just engaged this woman, he has work to do. Oh yeah, this is gonna drag their marriage. I'm sorry. She has this much in her that she's sending this much text message. Ouch. Number 10, Lamba, I am done with you, and that is for good. No, she's not. I promise you she's not. Oh, there you go. Number 11. She's not done. I have a question to ask you. What is your business with my personal life? Okay. Number 12. It's longer than I'm just skimming, right? Number 12. I can remember your words. Who want to marry you like this? You look down on me because I have a child for you. My darling, you're a human being. You're not God. Okay, all right. She still shall I in. Number 12. She even skipped by mistake. This is actually number 13. Okay. As much as what I do doesn't affect our child in any negative manner, I would want you to back the F off from monitoring my life. I'm not your girlfriend. We just share. Okay, you talking to your baby father like that? That's not going to help you. You're shooting yourself on the legs. But let's keep going. Even though I think he's a lame. Okay, he's just a young guy, 28, with too much money and attention. He probably doesn't know what to do with it. Yes, equals to a lame. Number 13, you think you can ride on me and insult me and bring me down like you usually do? Okay, I bet he did, right? Again, dates and time of visitation to your child will always be communicated with you. Only that for the month of February, pick date 18th, 19th. Okay, so she actually gave dates, and then he goes, which location am I coming to see my daughter on the 19th, since I was denied to see her at my convenience? Okay. Say, you're just replying since 3rd of February. Wait, what? That was 3rd of February. Let's go back. Oh, 4th of February. Shit. You're just replying since, okay. You're just replying since 3rd of February. If you really want to see Kayla, then you should be serious with your feedbacks, because you are just getting back to me today. All right, it doesn't look good. I can take a break from my shoot on Wednesday so you guys can see, if that's fine by you. Okay. Her second nanny will be with her at my location while I shoot. My sister will at work tomorrow and next. I won't be around on Wednesday. Even the date you gave me was not in line with my schedule, but for peace, please, it should be on the 19th. Okay, so they're actually negotiating, which is good. I've taken time to explain situations or what to do you want me to do, to call the movie producer to cancel. Okay, they're negotiating at least. There she comes again. Could remember when you were planning your trip to UK, I told you that they can bring my child to see me time to time. That was one of the major things that made us fight. All right, this public stuff. They didn't put this out. This got leaked, Guilty conscience, Lamba. Okay, so now he's typing more. He's getting in his femininity, right? In his feminine energy, I should say, right? It's not a guilty conscience. It's okay. So he's doing shalaye. Let me see what he said. I don't want fights. All I want to see is my daughter. I just want to see Princess, please. Because how will you turn me to a stranger in my daughter's life? I don't want fights at all. Okay. Find a solution and give me a location tomorrow, please. Guilty conscience. Okay, they're talking. Let me see. I feel sometimes you do things and have a memory loss. I won't remind. Go back and read your chat. No matter how you put it, she is my child. Okay, so he's going back and forth. She's going to multiply that. Watch. Count the number of words. Which one is I will be kept the dates open as what? As what, Lamba? If you cared enough, you would have replied. Now let me warn you. Don't ever write to threaten me. Don't try it. I will not put my life on hold for you, Lamba. Okay? Anyway, let me see some of this comments so I can round up. I didn't really see the part where there was a 115,000 naira per month, I guess. If you settle down to read this, say hi. I couldn't. I just skimmed through it, which is still a lot. A narcissist will ignore the content of an important message and just move to the conversation that favors them. Okay, I hope the current champion can pay 1 million monthly. He can, but that's not even what matters. Okay, that's not what matters. Break up 3 days after birth? Damn. That's what he said. How many of us didn't bother to read this episode? Whatever is on it, I skimmed. She lists the points like our national budget. Omo, Lamba hurt her really. Yes, precisely. Some people won't see that. She is hurt, and I don't think it's safe for her to move into a new relationship in that state. But, you know, I'm not God. Like she said, he's not God, right? The part she said, I'll bring hell down on your doorstep. Love it. Jesus, violence. If you won't bother reading, say cheese. I love this woman. Deal with this worry. That's the father of her child. I don't believe say I read everything. I like Amebosha. I didn't. Read the whole chat, not the heading, please. Lamba hasn't called nor spoke to that child for a while. Queen got engaged. He remembered he has a child. Yeah, still doesn't matter. Your comedy with me is a way better than all the skits you have ever made. Everything I know about them, don't they choke against my willow. His mom said Killer isn't beautiful like Lamba. Okay, so there was that in the text. I saw that earlier. So that's so lovely because if not for Queen, where Lamba won't see fine picking Bikono. From the chat, it's obvious Lamba thought Queen wasn't worthy of love, and so he treated her like trash. Queen, on the other hand, endured all for love until good men showed her how worthy she was to be loved. Lamba, go and rest. Before you say 150k is big, remember that both parents are in the same level with you. Her standard and condition of living and yours is not the same. Anyway, let me say something about this really quickly. Let me just keep this simple for you, okay? First thing first. I know I can hear in my spirit you're saying, but this is just dating. They're not married. The rules are different. No, it is not. Okay? Your escape are different. The stories can be different. But ultimately, the same thing you need to do is the same thing you need to do. Either you're dating or you're married. If you are dating, you're married, and the intention is to be having sex, you need to nurture that relationship, especially if it ends up being a child. Okay? You need to nurture that relationship. Well, how are you going to do that if you don't have the skills? Well, probably not. If you're winging things along, you just know how to quick and that's it. How are you going to do that? I don't know. You're going to end up in you end up with a queen who decides like, hey, my life, I'm getting engaged, and you get to see your child when I choose to, and you will come to me and say, that's not fair. And I said, I know how you feel. In love and war, all is fair. Okay? Or you come to me and say, well, you end up with the Lamba, right? Lamba never took care of the child. Suddenly wants to drag you because he's jealous of you moving on. I said, that's not fair. Like, you made a baby with him? It's pretty fair. You need to learn how to negotiate. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. And that takes time. That takes a lot of patience. Yes, there's a lot of moments in the negotiation that you'll be triggered. But the faster you realize that it's a skill set, the easier it gets, right? So if you find yourself in this situation, I'm sorry. You need to talk to someone. Talk to someone that can help you so you can learn how to negotiate. If you're sensing that you might end up in this situation, talk to as fast as humanly possible. Engage wise counsel. as fast as humanly possible, because just the fact that you are right.
Oh, you're right.
It's not going to be enough. All right. Shout out to all 7 of you watching me live. I appreciate you. Shout out to all 100 of you that will watch this tomorrow morning. I appreciate you. Do me a favor. By the way, you can donate at any point in time. There's a $sign. If you got some lessons out of this today, do the needful. Help me hit the like button. Okay. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, and then come to the backstage and come and chat with me. Let me know what your thoughts are. We covered about 5 different stories today, and I think there was some really good lessons we extracted from that. But let me know your thoughts in the chat. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I will see you on the next one. Peace.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.